All right, today we are diving deep into a song called Path of Smoke and Flame. And let me tell you, it's this incredible tapestry that weaves together the just stunning landscapes and the ancient myths of Guatemala. We're going to break down how its imagery tells this amazing story of trial, transformation, and ultimately finding yourself.
So the song kicks off with these lines. Wow, they're so evocative, right? You're immediately put in this place that feels super calm, but also has this hidden power. I mean, this isn't just some lake, it's a mirror, and it's reflecting a fire that's just waiting. It really sets this mystical tone for a journey that's going to be both physical and spiritual.
So, first up, let's talk about the landscape itself. We're going to see how these lyrics paint a picture where nature isn't just some pretty background. No, it's a living, breathing character, totally infused with its own history and spirit. I mean, you can just picture it, can't you? These lines bring to mind those majestic, volcanic lakes in Guatemala, like the famous Lake Atitlan. That image of water glass just perfectly captures the stillness of the early morning. And then you get mountains that breathe and spirits that pass. It really makes you feel like you're in a sacred space, where the line between our world and the spirit world is super, super thin. And this is where it gets really interesting. The way the song describes nature is key. The water has silver veins, the mist literally speaks myths, and the wind is repeating these ancient songs. This all ties back to Mayan cosmology, where the landscape isn't just rock and water, it's alive. It's constantly telling stories of the past. Every single element is a storyteller. But okay, this journey on the water, it's really just the beginning. The song takes a much darker, more mythic turn pretty quickly. It leads us away from the physical world and straight into a realm of legend, the Mayan underworld, a place called Xibalba. And boom, there it is. This line is the real pivot point in the whole song. The vibe just shifts completely, from that mystical calm to this feeling of dread and anticipation. The journey is now tied directly to Xibalba, which is such a central idea in Mayan mythology. It's all about trials and transformation. So what exactly is Xibalba? Well, it's the Mayan underworld, but it's really important to note it's not just their version of hell. It's a place of incredible tests and challenges. It's a realm where heroes are either made or broken. And this is all famously written down in their sacred book, the Popol Vuh. So, by bringing up Xibalba, the song does something really profound. It's not just name-dropping a cool mythical place. It's tapping into one of the most important stories in the entire Mayan culture. It basically lays the narrator's own personal journey right on top of the legendary path of the hero twins, which gives this modern quest a really timeless, universal feeling. And here's the heart of that legend. You've got these hero twins who are called down to the underworld. They have to face all these impossible trials set up by the gods of death. But through their own cleverness and skill, they are reborn, they triumph over the darkness. The song is absolutely suggesting that our narrator is walking a very similar path. And this brings us right to the song's main theme. This is where we see how the lyrics just brilliantly merge the mythological trials of Xibalba with the very real, very physical journey through Guatemala's intense volcanic landscape. The ancient myth and the modern journey, they become the same thing. This right here is the song's core metaphor. Facing the gods of the underworld? That's just like climbing an active volcano. The mythic trials of fire and darkness are perfectly mirrored in the physical struggle of hiking through, clouds that burn and trails that twist. They're both just these profound tests of your will. Talk about a climax. The ground shaking, the fire rising. This is both a literal volcanic eruption and a symbolic spiritual event. This powerful image is the peak of the trial. It's a moment of extreme danger that is also a moment of huge, life-changing transformation, described as a heartbeat of the earth itself. Just incredible. So, you go through this whole path of smoke and flame. What for? Where does it all lead? Well, the journey ends by coming back to where it started, but with a totally new perspective. And this reveals its ultimate purpose: deep self-discovery. These lines from the final chorus really speak to that massive transformation. The traveler isn't just someone who's survived. They've been fundamentally changed. They've gotten rid of old identities, what held us tame, and they've embraced a new, authentic self that was forged by the journey and all its scars. And this is just brilliant. It brings the entire story full circle. The song ends exactly where it began, with that image of the lake's mirror. But now everything has changed. The context is different, and the person looking into it is definitely not the same. And there it is. This beautiful final line delivers the song's biggest revelation. After facing the myths of the underworld and the fire of the mountain, the reflection in the water isn't just a surface anymore. For the very first time, it shows a true self, a clear identity. The entire journey was what you had to go through to finally see. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? The song uses the very specific landscape and myths of Guatemala to tell a story that's completely universal, a story of challenge and rebirth. It really makes you wonder, what path of smoke and flame, whether it's literal or metaphorical, could lead you to see yourself for the first time?